about the lighting. It's dark as shit. And my Christmas tree's on for anybody who wants to see it. But I'm going to do a whole videos of shorts of that for you guys to see my Christmassy stuff. But how you guys doing? How's it going? Sorry I was late. Had to make my coffee. You can't see it in frame, but it is over there. Real quick. Coffee. Now I'm stuck with decaf. So what stinks about that is I only like the donut shop one. I think Walmart does it. But apparently everybody drinks donut shop decaffeinated coffee. It's the only thing that tastes like coffee. So the struggle's been real. And I don't know if you guys have seen some of my shorts or video about what happened in my town, which was royally messed up. And the town is going ballistic. So, and when I mean ballistic, I mean really mad. But I hope you guys are doing well. Don't forget to comment, guys, so I know that you guys are here. And if you already did already, sorry, YouTube's slow. It really is. My hands are swollen. I cleaned my ass off today. I have severe arthritis in my hands. Like, severe. And I got like 20-something bone spurs. I'm not doing hand surgery. You know why? Because I do too much. I'm the only one that does stuff. So if I can't move my hands, then, well, that just can't happen. So my hands are utterly swollen. See how flat it is here by my knuckle? And it's swollen. Oh, yeah, swollen. Hey, Laura. Hi, Nancy. How you ladies doing? Hey, William. So I know a lot of people are checking on me because I normally do like 4 to 6 shorts a day. And happy Hanukkah, girl, for anybody who celebrates. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that happened. So when you're kind of down and sad, I've never been the one to make videos and fake it till I make it. I'm just not about that life. So what's up, Monica? So yeah, I busted my ass cleaning today. I had to take apart the microwave to clean all the damn filters, which we don't use the microwave much. That's probably why I haven't done it in 6 months, and it was clean. I'm a home cooked person, not a microwave person. But you never know when you want popcorn one day. So. But yeah, a lot of you guys have been asking me tons of denture questions. I think everybody's going. There's always spurts, is what I call it, because there's people like it'll be quiet with the questions. Then all of a sudden it's like a lot. I'm glad you got my card, girl. You're welcome. And if anybody wants cards, Christmas is not for another 12 days ish, or 13. So if you guys want one, make sure you email me tonight so I can get it out. Baking, Jesus Lord, I bake a lot for Christmas, girl. First of all, spiral ham is always one of everybody's favorite because I make like a maple brown sugar kind of glaze to it. That's all homemade too. But cookie wise, girl, there's not a cookie that I don't make. Obviously, sugar, chocolate chip. What I use is like the chocolate chip batter without the chocolate chips and put raisins, which they're so good. Rainbow cookies. I'm going to be making the cream cheese cookies. The raspberry filling ones. There's a ton of shit I make. And I make homemade bread all the time. I really got to, you know what it is I forget to record stuff. I'm always a personal person, you know what I mean? Hey, Marlene. So, I never remember to turn the camera on. My kids are like, Mom, tell everybody your freaking dinner rolls that you make. They're freaking amazing. I mean, they are amazing. They almost taste like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like well, sort of. Kind of tastes like pretzel rolls, but they're not at all. Crap, what is that bread? Brioche bread? It tastes just like that. I really got to do that short. And it's quick and it's simple. And if you guys have a bread machine, which they're a godsend, you can make jam in it. You can bake in it. You can make your any doughs. I make pizza dough. If I'm not in a hurry, I'll do it in the bread machine. If not, I have a quick, simple pizza dough recipe that I'm going to give to you guys this week. Hey, Janet. I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. It's been, when I'm super stressed, I don't know about any of you guys, but when I'm super stressed, I clean a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean I do it because it helps me just clear my mind. It just makes me empty it. So when people say I have OCD, yes and no, I use it as an anxiety thing, but I also like things clean. Oh, girl, Laura. Keep an eye on my shorts, because I put all the cooking and stuff on there. Hey, Nikki. I don't know why you're in trouble. Janet. I have lorazepam, which is like Ativan. And if you guys know my story, I talk about the Ativan fairy. Yeah. Sometimes I gotta take it at night because when you're at night and everybody's sleeping and your mind wanders, that's when my panic attacks happen. But the whole thing is that sometimes they don't even work. So I just try to clean my ass off. I wish somebody would give me Xanax though. Or what's the other one? Not Xanax, but the other one. I forgot. I want that one. But that was random though, Nikki. I'm just saying. No, lorazepam is like Valium. That's the generic of Valium. So I'm already doing that and just not a fan. It doesn't really help much. No, not clozapam. I know what you're talking about, Monica. It's the other one that's like pretty big and popular. It's probably they don't give it out. It's kind of like Xanax, but not. I don't know. If it pops in my head and I randomly blurt it out, my bad. But it's probably gonna happen. Yes, I've been a diehard Cowboys fan since I was probably 10. What's funny is my husband's a Steelers fan, and we actually became like fans of our teams at the same game. So back in the 90s when the Cowboys and Steelers versus each other for the Super Bowl, Cowboys won, destroyed the Steelers. But my husband was like, "Oh, I was rooting for the underdog. You know, I thought it was great how hard they played." I feel like Steelers could be better if they actually tried. Because when what's his name left from being quarterback, his last home game, that's when they busted their ass and they won. But why couldn't they play like that all the time? Why do you wait till somebody retires? Girl, that I live in New York, and they're not just Giants and Jets, which I feel bad for you. Giants used to be a great, phenomenal team. Like Tiki Barber was amazing. Um, but I mean, there's teams all over the place that everybody supports in New York. Like all teams. I don't think there's one team that I can think of. I mean, maybe the no, because I think I might know somebody with the Vikings. But yeah, New York is just a diverse football. No, Lexapro is really for depression. But good try. Buccaneers, yeah, don't get me started, Nikki. I think the Buccaneers were better off without what's his name? The whole thing is all the teams, even my team. Oh, you got to hear me about my team. I lose my crap when Dak sucks. I'm like, dog, what are you doing? You've been on the team for years. And you're letting last year, because he fractured his poor little thumb. He didn't need surgery for it, but he did it anyway. And Cooper Rush dominated. He actually beat an NFL record of getting 5 games straight in a row. And yes, screw Brady, but he should have never been on any team. I still remember the year that they cheated. Not the Buccaneers. Holy shit! I just turned my lip gloss. Not the Buccaneers. Um, his other team, we won't discuss. But when they lessened the ball and deflated it so they can throw it, and nothing was done. Nikki, I said we don't talk about his name. I don't like Brady. He's not welcome of speakage in this house. It's funny because a lot of people are not used to like a girl who knows a shit ton about football. But I grew up with it my whole life. My family was freaking divided. And then I came in the mix with Cowboys and well, I got a lot of hate for that, but I don't care. Right now we're number 1 in our division because we destroyed the Eagles. Haha. Oh, girl, you'll learn. It's easy. Football's easy. You just gotta. I don't like. What I've learned is that if I watch the Cowboys games, they lose. I'm a jinx to my own team. My husband will tell you this is how I feel. It's just how I feel. And my son came up to me and goes, well, Mom, what happens if they end up in the Super Bowl? I'm like, Dak's not fuck it up. That'd be a miracle. What, this year now he wants to play because it's freaking going to be replaced? Don't get me started. But I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. If I'm going to watch them on the Super Bowl. Because I feel like I'm a jinx to my own team. Hey, Jen. Yeah, seriously, Janet. You can freaking walk shit off. Why did Dax need to get surgery done for a fracture? How many times I've broken these babies? A ton. Why would you throw a ball? I shit you not. I saw their. You guys need to go back and watch that last year. It's on YouTube. He threw the ball. Why was his thumb out in the boonies? You're supposed to grip it, bro. Grip it. Why are you throwing it with like half holding and your thumb sticking out? You asked for freaking issues, but whatever. Oh, that's where it'll start, Nikki. They'll start betting and they get addicted. Especially on that, what the hell is that gambling thing? My memory's shit since the blood clots happened. But, yeah, I don't gamble. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, and I don't gamble. I'm like an old lady. Well, Laura, if you think you're a jinx to Jets, girl, I can tell you right now you're not. They just suck. And yes, DraftKings. DraftKings is super huge, but nobody really wins. And you know, people don't understand why people get addicted to gambling is you win once, and then you think you keep winning, and then that's how they suck all your money dry. No, Jets suck on their own. It doesn't matter who watches them, they suck. They have sucked since the day I was born, and I'm 37 years old. Yes, you finally caught me. I was alone. Here's the deal. My kids are at their father's for once in their life, for like a couple of hours. My husband wanted to take extra hours at work, so he's there. So I'm alone. When I'm alone, I think too much. So I was like, I need my homies. You know what's crazy is that there's so much gambling going on Facebook, and Facebook lives in its own world thinking that people don't do this. I'm like, dude. Like, my husband quit it about 3 years ago, but he used to do a site on there that people can win stuff and do all of that. And he enjoyed it. It was fun for him to, he wasn't gambling, but he helped people, like, when he always thought he was doing good. Oh, girl, I'm 37 and I won't even dye my hair. Listen, dyeing hair, I'm a hairdresser, cosmetologist, it's what I do. And first of all, it's probably why I have such bad arthritis, but um, it destroys your hair. No matter if you silk wrap it, it doesn't matter. Your hair gets damaged as shit. So my hair is completely natural. I have mad gray hair. We won't discuss it like it's bad. Um, but I normally have auburn hair, so it's like brown with super red highlights. Like if you go into the sun, my whole head looks like red, red. I got a question for you people because this irritates me and I need to ask you guys something. Why the hell do they call, now I'm part Irish, hint the freckles. Why do they call Irish people with orange hair red hair? It's not red, it's orange. That irritates me. It just does. Because I know what the color red looks like and I feel like nobody else does. Just saying. Hold on, guys. I'm going to start reading your guys' stuff. You are so very welcome, Brittany. I'm glad you guys got it. True silver, like grayish hair, when it grows out for older people, they look amazing. So I tell people all the time, grow it out. People will pay for that, just to let you know. I'm okay. Just in a depressive kind of situation. But, random person, go Bears. John, that's funny. Hey, Janine. Thanks, girl. Yes. Too many people I know. It is ginger. You're right, it's ginger. But so many people call it red hair. That irritates. It's not red. It's literally orange ginger. It drives me nuts. I love when you say white, not gray. It's not gray. Hey, Belinda. Thanks, Laura. I just. The holidays are not easy by any means. And it's been a lot on me lately. And my medical shit. And, like, the stress of Christmas. And, like, we all go through it between bills, Christmas, everything, people we've lost. And it's just. I'm usually so happy around Christmas time, but this year I just can't get out of the funk I'm in. I say it to my kids all the time. I'm like, oh, that gray hair? Oh, that was Stevie. See that big? No, that was all Stevie. All right, Thomas is coming in with 13. All right, all that. I say it to my kids all the time. Now, Stevie has my color hair. He has the super curly, frizzy, kinky, curly hair, and he loves it. Because on men, you just keep it short and they're like spirals. But he also has the brown with really super red highlights. Thanks, Janine. Yeah, I needed you guys. I'm like, I need to go live. I miss my homies. Cheers to with decaf coffee. Sucks. The one thing I enjoyed in life, they made me go decaf. That's so mean. Oh, I got this cup on Long Island when I was visiting my husband before he moved up here. Wifey, mama, boss. Oh, yeah, I won't dye my hair, girl. It's going to go gray. I don't care. I've been honestly going gray since my 20s, so I really don't care. See, that's my point. I think that's what's making me bummed out also, Laura, is because Stevie's 17. He's about to be 18 in a few months. He's going to go to college. But it's like, I think he's sad too. Because, like, his child years went quick. And he's bummed, but yet excited, yet nervous. He's got all the feels. But it stinks because both my kids are teenagers, and we all know when they're teenagers, they don't want to hang out with their parents. And we used to hang out all the time, be so mad close, and now with teenager years, it bums me out, man. It sucks. I wish I could stay small forever. And I'm thinking Stevie agrees to that because he doesn't want to pay bills when he's older. Last year he was so mad. He was so mad last year he was becoming an adult. He's like, no. To me, you're not an adult till you're 21. At 18, I don't know what the hell was going on. Yeah, I can't live without my coffee. Hi, Ina. Oh, see, my eyes are weird. I don't even know if you guys could see them. But my eyes are like a honey color. You're not going to be able to see much. But some videos, a lot of people do comment on it. My eyes are like honey with like green around them. They're weird. No, that's when we get our shit together, Laura. I even told my kids, mentality wise, you don't get your shit together till you're in your 30s. Like, mentality wise. Because, I mean, when you're 20, you have no idea what's happening, and you're trying to still get acclimated to adulthood. It sucks. Adulthood is like a punch in the face and a drop kick and many other things. It's facts. But I even told my kids, I feel like mentally I'm in a better place, minus the, glitches of bad that ends up happening, and it happens with everybody. What did I hear today? Okay, so I was watching this America's Got Talent video, and in the comments section, it says, it was a quote, and I can't remember who it was, who the quote was from, but they said if you waited until the dark moments went away, you would never be happy. Find the happy even in the bad. And I was like, I mean, easier said than done, but facts. Because once you get over a hump of bad, then you kind of enjoy the good for like a second until like something bad ends up happening. I feel like we should have got a manual to be adults. Yeah, I didn't like decaf either, Nancy. I tried them all. I'm allowed one normal cup of coffee in the morning. The rest has to stay decaf because the pulmonary embolisms fucked up everything. And my heart probably won't, it'll go boom if I keep going with it. So I have to do decaf, and I tried them all. So I only like Donut Shop decaf because it's very, very, very close to normal tasting coffee. All the other ones are like water. See, I always say that. I always say without the bad, you would never truly appreciate the good. It makes you, because if everything was good all the damn time, you would start to, it wouldn't make you as happy as when you get the happy moments. You know what I mean? You just stay neutral to it. So nothing will eventually ever make you happy. And if you get all your problems fixed, that doesn't ever teach you to be strong. So without the bad, you wouldn't be the badass you are. Just saying. It's just, can God just ease up on me a little bit? Like, really? It'd be one thing if it was once a year I'll take. Or like, once every couple of years. But it's like major shit every other month. It's annoying. It's a little annoying. Oh, Belinda, I think I remember you telling me that a while ago. Janet. Well, see, I grew up in the ghetto of New York, which I'm glad because I became very street smart, and it's like I can read people's moves and steps, and you know, grew up around the worst of the worst. Now I brought my kids upstate because I didn't want them to grow up the way I did. I didn't want them to end up in situations that I know they deserve better in life. And I wanted to help them as much as I could. But I know my kids wish they grew up in the city because it's a city life. It's more exciting than the freaking country. I agree to that. I am bored of the country. There's nothing to do here. I really miss going to Manhattan at Christmas time. I know my oldest, Stevie, he wants to go one day. And I'm like, dude, I definitely cannot do it this year of Christmas, but maybe next year I'll go for like an overnight trip with them. Or, because I'm only, like, if somebody drove really well and hit the shortcuts, it'd be 3 hours away from Manhattan. Or less, depending. But if you take a bus and you take slow ass people, you'd be there like 6 to 7 hours, which, because you have to hit every damn stop, it's annoying. You're welcome, Ina. I'm glad you got it. Well, they always say, girl, that women mature like quicker than men, which I gotta say, it depends on the person. Because I know some women that still have not grown up. They could be like 50 or 60 and they still act the same as they did when they were 20, which is not good. You really have to grow. Well, in a small area, I like the safe part sometimes. Lately it's been a little much, but I like the small town feeling, but there's only so much you could do here. And when you grew up in the city, born and raised, it's hard to get used to it. It took me a couple of years to get used to it, by the way. Now when I go down to like the city, I have a panic attack. It's too many people. It's just too many. But it's like Stevie, he wants to go to the city to go to college. I'm like, do it. Life is too short, bro. You never know what's what. So follow your heart, go with your gut, Do what you gotta do. I'm always gonna support my kids no matter what they choose. Janet. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Um, no, Jen, that's not normal. Soft reliners are in house. Even I do them in my house. But when you go to the dentist, they just put it and do it. It sounds like a hard reline is what they're doing. I mean, even hard relines can be done at the dentist's office. So them sending them out, I've never heard of that. I would definitely make sure they're doing a soft reliner. Definitely make sure of that. Because soft reliners, you have to be in person because you got to put the gooey stuff in. Then you bite down, and then you go home. There's nothing fancy they need to do. So I would definitely make sure, girl, they're not making you do something else. Like, call them and be like, hey, bro, I wanted a soft reliner, not a hard reliner. Please don't mess up my dentures. Like, that's what I'd be saying. Thanks, Belinda. 37. But thanks. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense, Jen. Because if they were really doing a soft reliner, you do it there and you go home in 10 minutes. There would be no reason to send it out. So they've got to be doing something to your denture besides a reliner. Because reliners are done inside the dentist office. There's no reason to send them out unless they're redoing them. Or even hard reliners are done at the dentist. So I don't even know why that would even happen. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to ever go backwards living my life, Belinda. Definitely wouldn't. Yeah, I've learned at 15 years old to never go to New York City nightclubs. I was a wild person, also raised myself. So I did all that, all bunch of shit by the time I was 16. Like, been all over the place, all clubs, all whatever. It's probably why I'm an introvert now because I did too much. That would make sense to charge somebody more money to send them out because soft reliners, there's no way for them to be done far away because you have to be with the person to do them. So they've got to be doing something else to the denture. I was gonna say a lot of stuff isn't there anymore. Like man, when you go to like what 20 years ago, I was 17. So I was probably at my worst at 15 though. So it was like 22, 23 years ago. When I've gone back to look, completely all done, changed into some bodega or some restaurant of some kind. Life changes, things move on, things are different. Nothing will ever stay the same. That's why I always tell my kids enjoy the moment, enjoy the people you have, never take it for granted. Because nothing ever stays the same. Nothing does. Knock on wood, it works, Belinda. I'm praying for you, girl. You know, as I got older, I agree with you because at one place, like, the city was like my playground. I knew that shit inside and out. And if I were to go back now, it just feels like I'm a stranger there. It's not the same. So, people and things always move on. Well, yeah, Jen, that's how you're supposed to do stuff, reliners. Yeah, you need to call them. You need to call them and ask them why they're sending them out. Because soft reliners are done in house. Like, there's no way for somebody to do your soft reliner with you not being there. Because they got to put the material in, you got to bite down, and then you're done. So, with you not being there, that's not a soft reliner then at that point. Yes, Angie. It's not lagging for me, but YouTube is a mess at nighttime. And plus, also, guys, if I lag at any point, if it's on my side, I always let everybody know. And it'll also do like a weird countdown. If it's on your side, it'll lag, but it'll eventually catch up. Or you could back out and enter again. Yeah, I would definitely call them Jen. That's like the first thing I would have did. Because it doesn't make sense. Soft reliners, you have to be there. You can't get it done and be forever away to send out. So, and even hard reliners are the same thing. So they have to be doing something to your denture. It doesn't make sense. So I would definitely question that. Hey, Jess. Oh, yeah, so if a lot of you guys don't know and you're like, hey, why isn't Heather doing so many videos anymore? It's because I do a lot of shorts. So if you don't know the short game, it's just 60 seconds or under videos that are on these YouTube Reels kind of thing. If you're subscribed to me and you click on, on your normal shorts that pop up on your page, it'll be there. Or you can just go to my channel, and once you are at my channel, it'll say videos, shorts, lives, blah, blah, blah. Just click on shorts, and those are all my shorts. I do them all the time. Hey, Eric. Oh, and for anybody who is new to my channel, I do have a denture support group on Facebook, literally called Denture Support Group. How that was not taken, I have no idea. But I've had that channel, well, that support group now for 4 years. No, maybe 3. And just please, please, when you apply to get in, please answer the questions, read everything thoroughly. Too many people click all multiple choices, click everything. I'm like, you guys got to read, man. You got to read it. So read it. As long as you follow everything through, I'll let you in. Thanks, Belinda. Merry Christmas to you too, girl. And I'm praying for you, girl, that you get your correct dentures. Oh, I forgot who it was. But one of my followers on here actually sent me an ornament of dentures, which was hilarious. It has been on my desk ever since. I cherish that thing. Yeah, seriously. You don't want just 2 front teeth, girl. But how long has it been, though? Like, did they send it away and you're waiting for it to come back, or you haven't started the process quite yet? You know what's crazy, too? Like, since my kids are teenagers, getting them Christmas stuff is so much harder than it was when they were kids. So I even told them I'm going to get them, like, normal gifts, and then I'll put money in a card. They could just buy their own shit. So you did your wax try on. They were perfect. Because remember, when you do wax try on, the fit is also part of it. So if it's loose, you got to tell them to fix it. It's kind of over there. I will do a short, and I'll show you guys when I get done here. Because me getting up is going to be interesting. Yeah, that would... Well, I got lucky. When I mean lucky, besides being in sepsis for 5 months, I got my dentures the very first week of January, right before the first shutdown of COVID. So it was literally the start of 2020. And then 2 months later, shut down. And New York was like shut down before a lot of people. It's funny because my kids were like, oh, I always want to be homeschooled. COVID happened. They're like, nope, we're never going to do it. I don't want to do it, blah, blah, blah. And I start laughing. I'm like, see, be careful what you wish for, boys. And here, I don't know how it was for you guys in other school districts, but here in New York, they passed anybody, whether they did the work or not. What kind of bullshit is that? Now kids are in classes and they don't even know. They're like 2 years behind. Say they're in fourth grade, they're at a second grade level. I always made sure my kids did their work and they did not fall behind and did all of that. Because it's not up to the teacher. It's supposed to be like a team effort, man. But now there's so many kids that are just not in the right place they're supposed to be in. New York State just let everybody pass. It just says pass on all their report cards. And I'm like, why even go to online schooling? Why do any of this if you're just going to pass people anyway? What's the point? To make some criteria. It makes no sense. I despise New York now. It's funny. Growing up, I loved New York. Now I don't like it at all. For the last 20 years, I just don't like it. It's not about powder adhesive being bad. It's just mild. When it comes to your bottom denture, you need to stay on top of soft reliners way more than you do need on the top. Like, I'm not even shitting you. Like, every month or less. Because all water and food goes straight to the bottom. If it'll just come in and melt all the adhesive. That's why I always tell people, wait an hour, 45 minutes to an hour before you eat or drink once applying your adhesive. But also, if you take your tongue to the roof of your mouth, if your bottom denture pops, you gotta adjust your denture to where it's right above your tongue muscles at the highest point. And that is the major trick to bottom dentures. Hey, Tara. I haven't seen you on my live girl in a minute. Oh, everybody in my house told me to stop getting coffee mugs. First of all, TJ Maxx, they have amazing ones. Like, beautiful ones. And they're only $4. I love TJ Maxx. They're like, at the register, they ask everybody, do you know you can get a credit card bubble? I'm like, no. No. It wouldn't be good for me. So just keep going. Don't ask. Dude, I feel like the older I get, I cannot sit on a floor. My ass hurts. Oh, beyond belief, Belinda. New York has changed so dramatically. That's why I didn't want my kids to grow up in Long Island in New York City the way I did. Because, nope. It is not the same anymore. Kids will do that, Tara. My kids drive me crazy. Stevie, actually, what's cool, I gotta tell you guys this. Stevie's a singer like I am, and we're huge into music. It's funny because I remember when he was little and heard me sing, and he would be like, "How do I sing like that?" I was like, "I will teach you, but you gotta let me teach you. Don't be difficult." He's like, "All right," so I taught him, and now he's a music major, and he's going to college for all that. He did Allstate, he did NYSSMA. He was all over the place. Um, and now he's with the jazz band, and he's the only singer part of the jazz band, which I thought was mad cool. Because I'm like an R&B jazz pop-ish singer. I wouldn't even say pop. Um, and he actually got offered to sing at the B Spot, which is a jazz bar. Obviously, he wouldn't be drinking. But to work with the jazz band and be the singer to do that. So I thought that was cool. Janet, I won't be alive at 50, and I'm being real. I have like 10 autoimmune diseases. I just healed. I have permanent damage, but I just healed from like 50 plus pulmonary embolisms. I have a lot of autoimmune diseases. And even though they say that I keep outdoing them I keep fighting through things that normal people just don't fight through and live through, motivation, I guess, to be with my kids. Because even I have world renowned doctors for autoimmune, and they couldn't even find anywhere where they survived 30 plus, 40 plus, whatever, pulmonary embolisms. So yeah, I go through some shit. I have a lot of pain everywhere. I have small fiber neuropathy. My spine is a mess. I have tons of normal stuff, but I have 11 slip discs, bulging discs. I have an autoimmune disease there, which is neuromyelitis optica, which is like MS but on crack. Scleroderma, lupus, you name it, I got it. And I believe stress is what caused it on me. So when people always tell me, Heather, you don't know my pain, I'm like, honey, you don't know my pain. I have 10 autoimmune diseases. I'm in chronic shit pain. I have small fiber neuropathy and large fiber neuropathy, which is small and large peripheral nerves throughout my entire body and my organs and everything. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it to 60. No way in hell would I want to last this long with that kind of pain. Um, I stick everything through for my kids. When I know that they're older and they're good and whatever, then I'll be at my resting place. But I don't give up without a fight because my kids are still young and they need me for as much as I can do about it. But after finding out that I have another autoimmune disease, lupus anticoagulant disorder, which isn't a blood disorder that I thought it was, it's actually an autoimmune disease. An autoimmune disease that creates proteins that causes blood clots, which throws them throughout your entire body. It's not just legs. It's actually brain, arms, fingers, shoulders, stomach. I had a bunch in my abdomen, which is what caused a bunch of other shit. So, yeah, life sucks. But what are you going to do? But, like, I even told my kids the other day, having all these diseases opened my eyes to a new empathy that nobody can fathom unless they go through it. You know? So it's like, it made me who I am today. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. I am who I am from all the shit that I went through and all my diseases of what it put me through. So I just hang in there. But that's why I always want to help people so much because I don't want anybody to suffer like I do. Nobody deserves to suffer like that. So if I can make anybody's life easier, I would do it in a heartbeat. I see you, Tulip. I try, girl, but it's just one day at a time. Like, I woke up today with horrible fucking pain, which my oldest was worried. And I was like, buddy, I'm fine. And I just gotta deal with it. It is what it is, you know? It stinks because one disease will go into a flare up, like people with autoimmune, they know this. If you go into a flare up, then it triggers my other disease. Then it's like a domino effect. I'm just like, whatever. That's really how I feel about it. I'm like, whatever. Is at this point, when they tell me new diseases, I'm like, I don't care, bro. I just don't care anymore. It's all the same shit to me. Amen to that, girl. That's all anybody can do. I always tell people, don't look in the future. Because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't even know if it's going to happen. You don't know anything. So all you can do is just live in the moment. That's all anybody can do. Well, Belinda, what's funny is my primary is not the brightest. We'll just say that. But I guess you didn't realize or pay attention that when I was put on SSDI, which I can go for permanent disability, it was for my back. I got it for how bad my back is, which, I mean, if anybody knows New York SSDI, you know you'd pretty much have to have a really bad back for that to happen. I didn't even know my autoimmune diseases yet. We knew I had them, we just couldn't figure it out yet. So I ended up getting SSDI, just from how shit my back is. My back is so messed up, man. It is so damn messed up. And I won't even mess back surgery. I won't mess with that. I have scleroderma, which is overproduction of collagen. That's why they can't even do the esophageal surgery on me either because it tightens. My body's turning from stone from inside out. So it would just break my spine. I can't do that shit. So, what are you going to do? But it's funny because SSI, what was it, in April or May? No, I think it was May. I get a letter saying, it's been 5 years. Let's update. What have you been up to? Tell us what have you been diagnosed with, information, blah, 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 so they can restart my SSDI, I guess, or just check in on me. I gave them the huge ass list of shit I was diagnosed with, and my records, and they were like, no, it's okay, good. We don't need to do this. They said that's a lot. So we don't need to restart it, do anything. Just keep doing what you're doing, Heather. We wish you the best. I'm like, thanks, bruh. That's how I am. Like this, a couple of people have asked me what I wear on my wrist. I don't ever not take this off. It's Scleroderma Foundation, Fight Like a Girl. It says on it. So I wear that all the time. Like, I never once taken this off. Not once. Comes with me in the shower, all my x-rays, MRIs. The only thing I have to take off is my cross. That's another thing. I believe in jinxes and shit. Not severely. But I never take off my cross. Ever. I shower with it. I do all of that. It stays in amazing condition. And it doesn't come off. My son that I used to wear a medallion that said pray for us from one of the saints, I gave to Thomas and he wears it. Well, Nancy, that's the whole thing is what I say all the time. And even some of my doctors, my therapist even said it. They're like, girl, your gallbladder exploded and you lived. You had, they stopped counting at 30, but when my autoimmune doctor counted, it was like 62 pulmonary embolisms. I dealt with that for an entire year without dying. And I mean, I've been through so much shit. Like, I have veins flattened. I've almost lost a kidney. My heart likes to freaking cause issues. Like, I'm a mess. They're like, look at all the shit that you medically went through. Technically, you shouldn't be here. But he was like, do you ever believe in the higher power, Heather? I'm like, absolutely. And he goes, do you think you're here for a reason? I'm like, oh, I know I'm here for a reason. There's got to be. There's no one on file in America that has lived through that many pulmonary embolisms. It's funny because I asked my doctor, I'm like, can I go in the Guinness World Book of Records now? And he goes, for that? I'm like, yeah. It's a damn achievement, man. Who can live through that many blood clots? But I do have to tell you guys what a heart attack feels like for women. Now, we won't talk about my primary, but when I went to the hospital that day, and it was a nurse practitioner and an RN, I told them what I was feeling. What it felt like was like the biggest gas bubble of all eternity in your chest. And when it felt like it was starting to come up, it would electrical flicker and just shatter like a firework across my chest. And it just kept doing that. And they immediately put me on an EKG, had a heart attack, sinus tachycardia. It was like a whole mess. But even they said for women, they're like, if a guy saw you, he probably would have just said you had gas and ignored you and you probably would have died. They said, but us as women, we were paid attention in med school. Women do not feel the same heart attack symptoms as men. They said if you look on file, more women die every year from a heart attack from doctors not diagnosing correctly because they only know the normal men's symptoms. So, if you guys ever feel that, go to the hospital. Hey, Lori. I'm glad I helped you guys. I knew how I felt going through this denture process, and my teeth were good. Got put on an autoimmune suppressant, no immune system, sinus infection, goes down to your teeth because my teeth went into my sinuses. Mess. Sepsis, sucked. Life sucked. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Then I ended up with dentures, and after a couple months of hating shit, I was like, you know, I can't be the only one, and I'm not a public person, guys. I'm very private with my life, and that's why I really suck at vlogging, because I don't like to put stuff out there. I just don't. But I knew that there could be other people that went through what I did. So I deal with the bullying. I deal with the people being a-holes to me, because I know there's people out there that actually can benefit from the information I give. I mean, before I hit the denture world, denture YouTubers weren't really talking about much besides their daily life and what products to do, but they never showed it to you. They never actually did it, went about their day like I did it. Also, the trick that I'm hoping everybody spreads around, which I think it's been spreading around for the last 3 years, is when, instead of the blobs with the adhesive, a thin layer. Everybody was doing blobs, and they want to know why it didn't work. If you take a Q-tip, lick it so you don't get the cotton on it, make a thin layer with Fixodent Ultramax, it's the best adhesive, that shit won't come out. Make a thin layer through the entire inside of the denture walls, the denture trough, the palate if it's the top denture. Then you place it in, and you wait 45 minutes before you eat or drink. Those things won't come out. Yep, bone loss is a... Well, that's what actually started it, Janet, with my clots. Now, from what the test results showed, I've had this blood autoimmune disease, but it's maintained because I'm super active. So I kind of was my own medicine because I have ADHD and I run everywhere. But because my doctor flat out ignored my vitamin D deficiency, I mean, like, it was undetectable. And she's like, oh, when you go out in the sun, you'll be fine. I end up, by walking, just walking, I fractured my cuboid bone, which started the clots. Then I tore my Achilles heel because of the boot they put me in. And by the way, the boot, he was like, oh, just wear it at home. When you're out, you don't need to wear it, which made the break worse, which tore my Achilles heel. It messed up a whole bunch of things, and there was clot just running through me. And then my autoimmune diseases reacted, and I had severe inflammation. It was a mess. It was a mess. I hope I never live through that again. That was, even they couldn't believe I went through that for a year. A year. But at that point, I was already super depressed. I was suicidal. But I would never do that because I know my kids need me. But I was that level of depression. Like, I went through a lot that year. Until I told you guys, if you guys ever watched my short, that when my grandmother died while I was going through all of that, I literally spoke to her 4 days before I ended up in the hospital. And I was like, Grandma, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know what. But I was telling her the whole situation. 4 days later, I was in the hospital, diagnosed. And soon as the first injection of Lovenox, which is heparin, it's a low molecule heparin, it's like my body woke up. My brain cleared out. Energy happened. It was like a switch turned on in me. It was freaking cool as hell. And yeah, I definitely believe my grandmother's looking out for me. Yeah, I have lupus. Actually, it was the first autoimmune disease that I was diagnosed with. But yeah, I believe that, I know. Because at that time, I mean, I was alive at that time. That I agree fully. Yeah, lupus is a POS. We'll just say that. Yeah, you know what's funny is even the hospital like nurses were like, Heather, you need to get a lawyer. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to get everything diagnosed of what caused what permanent damage, and how much. Like I have crap, what is it called? Total brain fog. I hate when that happens. When I'm thinking a mile a minute. But it's when blood clots cause permanent damage to your entire body, and it's an actual name for it, and I have it chronically now. They already said that it's permanent damage. So I got that on there, and now I have new lung issues that are on there. Like I've been trying to build it, so I have all the proof in the world to do what I do. But you got to build it. You got to show proof. You got to show all of that. So, and in New York, you have up to 2 years to even put in the first, affidavit of suing. Am I going to wait that long? No. Oh, sciatica? Yeah, sciatica is not an autoimmune. I think everybody gets that. My first time I ever got sciatica, when I was 10 years old, because I was huge into tennis, basketball, and all that. Dude, that was excruciating pain. I went to the doctor and he goes, yeah, girl, that's sciatica. We all get it. I'm like, that sucks. And he told me about the tennis ball trick on the back, how you can loosen it and stuff. Yeah, that helped a lot. But yeah, sciatica's a bitch, bro. Stevie gets sciatica a lot. He was freaking out the first time he got it. I'm like, buddy, that's sciatica. Girl, I got a pink cane. I originally thought it was my back that was causing it. It turned out to be clots. But when I get in flares with neuromyelitis optica, see, a lot of people have never heard of neuromyelitis optica. Now, I have scleroderma, which is a rare disease, but neuromyelitis optica is ultra rare. Now, if you ever get tested for MS, you also get tested for neuromyelitis optica because they're very identical and often misdiagnosed either way. But it's a simple blood test. They send it out to the Mayo Clinic. They come back. Mine was a severe high positive, so they're assuming that I had it since I was probably 20 or younger. And there are some things that can lessen the pain, I should say. My pelvic floor is a mess too. But there are some things you absolutely can do. I'll do a short. Um, or if you want to email me, either way, I'll probably do a short anyway so people know. But there are very limited things on the market. Very limited, by the way. Most things do not work at all. That's in stores. I do at nighttime take tizanidine, but what really helped my back, and I mean like more mobile, I guess, um, is that when I started doing just stretching, like people think yoga is extreme. It's not extreme. All you are is stretching. There's chair yoga, there's a whole bunch of things, but it loosens you up gradually. And it could take a year, it could take 6 months. It really depends on how often you do it, but it did work a lot for me. Like a dramatic amount. But because of the clots, it messed shit up. I have to regain my balance back over again, so I'm back to square one. That would be absolutely illegal to take 3 tizanidines at night because the max one-time dosage is 4 milligrams. So even if you took 3 2 milligram ones, that's still way overdosing. Because it also, you guys got to understand that muscle relaxers slow down your heart. So if you're overtaking it, it can stop your heart and you can die. Look at Sally Jessy Raphael's daughter. She died from just doing that. And that was a couple years ago. Oh, I don't just take that. I've never, hold on. Sciatica usually comes in flare-ups, but I've never in my life heard of a doctor giving somebody morphine and Oxycontin, which both of them together would kill you, for sciatica. Because sciatica is nerve. I mean, muscle relaxers wouldn't help with sciatica unless the muscles are swollen. So if sciatica happened because say you have a like muscle flare up and it's tight and tense and your back went out, then that could cause a sciatica, which a muscle relaxer would then help. But if it's just sciatica on themselves, there's sciatica exercises that the more you do, the actual better it does get. But it's when you don't stretch, you got to understand sciatica goes from like your tailbone, all of that down either left, right, or both. And some people get it more in the left and the right and blah blah blah. But if you don't stretch, you're tightening everything up. And say if you sneeze and you stretch out your whole body for a second, boom, you can go into sciatic flare up because you went from being scrunched in a ball to then you want to straighten out your leg and then you're causing the pain. That's why stretching is so important. Stretching is super important. Yeah, prescribed it or not, though, the actual thing says, unless you do 3 tablets a day, that'd be one thing. But I don't know if you're taking 2 milligram or 4 milligram, but the maxed dosage is 4 milligrams because it can kill you. So if you do 3 of them at nighttime, that would kill you. That would absolutely slow down your heart till it doesn't move anymore and you could die. Now, clozapam, or no, it's, what is it called? Clozapam is different. Cyclobenzaprine is a muscle relaxer that you could take 3 times and more and blah, blah, blah. Tizanidine is stronger. And then they have another one that does whatever. Yeah, 4 milligram is the max dosage. That's why it says take one every 8 hours or one every 6 hours. So if you take, that's 12 milligrams at one time, that's a black label warning, you will die. Yeah, Janet, I did that one. Doesn't work, girl. But muscle relaxers, I don't use it for nerve pain. I ain't gonna do shit for it. I use it because I have muscles directly on top of my spine due to my diseases. Sucks. Like they even told me like parts of my spine are chipping away, which whatever. But I have muscles on top of my spine. Anytime I try to get my husband or my kids to my back, it kills their hands because they're so inflamed. So I don't know if you guys see a back pain management doctor like I do. He does trigger injections. And what they do, it's like, you don't have to put to sleep or nothing. It's just little injections you barely feel, by the way, into your muscle. Reduces, the pain within like 10 minutes. That was dramatic. Instead of doing those, first of all, I hate the ones that they put you to sleep for, even though they really don't, unless you're getting more than a couple. Usually a couple, they don't need to put you to sleep because it's pointless. But if you're getting like 5 or something like I was doing, they didn't help at all. That was like, what was the point of all of that for nothing? So he was like, let's try trigger injections. He's like, how that's your last Hail Mary, but we're going to give it a shot. So I tried it and I was like, He let me do it every 3 months. I was like, sweet, that's awesome. So if you guys have a back pain management doctor, do trigger injections. I was like 70% less pain doing them. Like, you can only do it every 3 months. The closest amount of time is every 3 months. It only worked for a month for me, but that's a month in better pain than every month. You know what I mean? I'd rather take, 3 months out of the year that I'm good opposed to, 12. Yeah, but do you do the one they have to be knocked out for, Anne? Because that's different injections. Those are, I forgot what they're freaking called. But they're the ones that, like, the big ass needle. I was awake for a couple of them. Until my blood pressure hit like 200 over 90. And they were like, yeah, no, put you to sleep. Um, Now, those ones that, could take up to like a couple weeks to work and then blah, 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 and they have to knock you out. Yeah, those ones suck. I don't like those. Trigger injections are literally a small needle that goes directly into every single muscle that causes you issues. I mean, I had 40 injections at once, but they're small little injections. You don't feel them. And it immediately puts the medicine directly into them. And amazing. So I do that every 3 months, which I actually haven't been able to in the last year, only because of the clots, and I can't mess with that stuff, and I'd have to be off of the blood thinner, and they weren't messing with that right now, so I've had to wait. Yeah, and I think you're talking about, first of all, trigger injections don't hurt. They're very tiny needles. The other ones hurt like a mother. Yeah, those hurt like a bitch. You could do them every 3 months too, but they have to like knock you out and they suck. They really a hit and miss. I don't know anybody that's worked for them, but when he brought up trigger injections and I tried them, freaking amazing. Does it help with all my pain? No, it helps with my muscle pain. And when I was staying consistent with it, it brought some of it off my spine. But I have like, we'll say from where my shoulder blades meet all the way down to my lower back, those muscles next to the spine are on top of it. They're squishing my spine. Okay, now I'm reconnected. Jesus Lord. Usually for 1 or 2, and they don't need to knock you out for that. But if you have like 5 or 6, they usually knock you out for humanity purposes. But trigger injections are painless. They don't hurt at all. You don't even feel, they're so tiny, the needle, you don't feel anything. It's just to inject the medicine into it. And it's only like a little bit of meds. You're just going into every muscle, a little bit, little bit, little bit. And I recommend it to anybody who has muscle problems in their back because that was amazing. And I didn't believe it because I was like, we could try it, but I doubt it'll work. And he goes, well, we'll try it. And it worked. And I was so shocked. He left the facility that I usually see him. He left Bassett, which I don't blame him. And he went somewhere else. So I'm trying to find, because he just recently left. So I got to find where he is because Bassett won't tell me where he is because they're a-holes. And I got to search for where he is so I can follow him because he's a... if you guys live in my area, I mean, it's hard to get into him because unless you're his OG patient, he sees so many patients. He's such a kind soul. It's so hard to find doctors that are genuinely just the sweetest people in the world. So rare. I've seen a lot of doctors. It's rare. Yeah, Jen, those are the normal big injections. I wish I knew what they were called. I forgot. But it's kind of like, what the hell is it called? But they're bigger injections. They're the normal injections people get knocked out for, or, get somewhat like 5 years kind of situation. Like you're sort of out, but not. But no. Trigger injections, I got like 30 to 40 done. On my worst day, it was 40 done. And I can't believe how amazing they worked. Nobody talks about it. Because people get the other injections that don't actually work. Yeah, those ones. What is it called? Epidural. Epidurals, and I forgot what the other ones are called. They suck, bro. They did not help at all. Like, that was pointless. Yeah, I never get numbed for shit. But trigger injections are painless, guys. It lives such thin, small needles, you don't feel them. When you have back pain, back problems, trust me, your normal pain is far worse than what that little tiny little baby needle is going to do. Like, if anybody's seen Jaws and the guy was like, you're going to get that tiny needle inside of that. And he was like, yeah, I got to get really close. And he goes, good luck with that. That small needle. It's so small and painless. But try it. because trigger injections, they were, when I gave up hope, they came in at the right time. They were amazing. All right, guys, my ass is numb. So I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm also going to go on Facebook, too, tomorrow. If you guys don't follow me, Heather Redenture Diva on Facebook, as of January 1st, every video is going to happen every day over there. I'm going to build that one up, too, as well as this one to keep my mind occupied. And I want to help people. I don't really go on Facebook. I need to change that. So I need to go everywhere. Because not everybody has YouTube, you know? I know a lot of people said that to me. They said, Heather, you're a YouTuber? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I don't go on YouTube. And I'm like, all right, you're like the 8th person now in the last month. I'm gonna do Facebook now. So follow me there, guys, because I've been even doing lives on there recently. Yeah, the epidurals and stuff, they suck. They suck. But anyway, if you guys are USA, because I cannot ship out of country, that shit is like $100 now. And I'm gonna send you guys something that I personally use that I find amazing. So if you guys are interested and you want to do a USA only giveaway, put USA, 1 entry per person, please, so I don't get it all messed up on account. And go, because I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Just type USA with your name. You can add a smiley face. Dude, my back's fucking killing me, dog. I'm like trying to sit up straight. It's like dead center. But seriously, though, if you guys try chair yoga, I mean, it's not going to cure your problems. It doesn't cure mine. But it makes a difference. Without it, it makes a difference. So if you start with chair yoga, all it is light stretching. It's all you're doing. You stretch every day. You don't even need to do yoga for that. Stretch every day. You're going to feel a difference. Because we all tighten up. I have scleroderma, so I tighten up anyway. I produce way too much collagen, and it even gave me a nose job I didn't want. Which sucks, and it's making everything weird. That's been like this for like the last 15 years now. I get that indent. But because of scleroderma, everything tightens up on me, so I'm just a shit show. Actually, I do have to say now, and she might hear me inside, but I think scleroderma is now not my worst disease I have. I mean, she definitely top 2 or 3, but she's an angry bitch. I'm just saying. Oh, I can't even twist. It's so tight, bro. I'll give you guys another minute. Don't forget, if you guys want to enter, you just popped in. USA only if you're from the US and you want to enter the giveaway. 1 entry per person. James, I'm sorry I can't message you. I'm live. Dude, my ass is numb. Oh, I've been on here for over an hour already. An hour and 9 minutes. Alright, guys, I'm going to pick somebody. I got a number in my head. Actually, let me count how many people are in here before I go picking a number out of my thing. Yeah, I definitely would have picked a number out of that. Again, if you guys popped in, you got like 5 seconds to type in if you're from the USA and you live in the USA, you want to get in on the giveaway, put USA down below. Also, guys, I'm going to be doing other giveaways besides dentures as well, because I have so much shit, guys. That I'll be doing that as well later on this week, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to try to get it done every day, doing a live, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. Alright, pick a number. Let's see. Nancy! Nancy, you are the winner. You know how to get a hold of me, girl. You've been here for a long time. But make sure you guys go be a part of my Facebook one too, because since I've never gone live on there except like twice. Now since I've been doing them, like a few people pop up, and I'm just gonna give stuff away even if one person shows up. It'll be like an easy giveaway. But congratulations, Nancy. All right, guys, I gotta go. My ass is numb. It's numb now. But I thank you guys and appreciate you guys joining the live and keeping me company. I truly do appreciate it. I gotta go do dishes now if I can get up. Fingers crossed. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you the day after. and we're going to make this like a Heather Palooza like I did last year. I love you guys. Later.